Hey up YouTube, it's Sam from Sam's Garden Maintenance, and just a quick update. It is 16 degrees. Bearing in mind last week we had snow on the ground, and I must admit just getting back to work feels very nice. It does feel like back to normal, shall I say. So in this video today, I just want to have a chat with you about a few things and just talk a couple of issues over and bits and bobs. So let's get on with it then. Now, like I said, it is nice being back at work. I must admit, I have missed work. I ended up having 5 days off actually. I had a chat with another gardener yesterday, and a couple of things have risen from it. But yeah, 5 days off in total, and that was pretty much in one block. Now I try and stay as busy as I can, or as productive as I can, but I'll be honest with you, there's not much you can do sometimes, especially, you know, towards your business. I try and keep the paperwork pretty much sewn up. I have got a couple more tools to service. You know, I did a bit on YouTube, stuff like that. But as I said, it was, you know, it was nice in a way just to be able to sort of slob out, you know, just chill out, kick back. Because when it gets busy, you can't really do that without feeling guilty, because obviously there's stuff that's taking your time up. But it was nice just to basically just have a rest. But I couldn't do more than 5 days. I was getting bloody cabin fever after 5 days, and then when the snow did go, we just met with just a torrential rain. Now, it's very rare. We have a lot of rain in England, a hell of a lot of rain, and it's very rare that basically we have, you know, a solid day of rain. So, you know, most times we can actually get out and do stuff, but we had the snow, and then the next day, so Sunday was a snow day, then Monday was a day of basically just solid rain from in the morning till night time. It just didn't go. It was just literally rain all day. So we had that day off, and I was back out next day. Even if I was working in the rain, you know, I did get wet a few times, but I had to go and get stuff done. Oh. It's driving me nuts. And I've got this chesty cough, which isn't COVID. So with all this rain that's been going on, I have had to I'm not saying I had to lay the law down, but I had to have a couple of words with some customers, to the tune of basically, because it's the standard, oh, it's raining, or yes, well, it's raining today, but I'm coming tomorrow, and it would have cleared up. There's a break in the weather, you know, morning it's not raining. Oh, but it'll be wet from the night before. So I thought, I'm not doing it over the phone, I'll do it face to face. And I've just said to him that, look, this is my full-time job. I'm a gardener, and I live in the UK and I work in the UK, and it just so happens that we have rain most of the time, or it feels like it. So I said, if I was to not come when it didn't rain, then I wouldn't be here much, because I'd have to try and get everything done on one day. And I said, I can't do that. I said, I have to work in it. I says, my priority is to get your lawn looking as nice as it possibly can. So if I think I'm going to cause damage to it, I will not do it. I says, but the mower and all the kit that I've bought has meant that I can do that and perform that job. I said, I'll be honest with you, the biggest damaging thing to the lawn is probably me walking on it if it's one of them lawns that holds water and it gets boggy. I said, I've had a walk around, and I says, I can't see any sign of that. I says, it's a nice free draining lawn, so I feel comfortable cutting it. And they actually understood that. I think once you point that out, they've got to be, you know, real sort of fucking hard-faced to do, you know, to say anything other than that. And sometimes it's from the customers looking out for me. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, I don't want you work, I don't want you getting wet and pooly. I says, well, I'm making a call. I says, you know, I've got plenty of layers. I said, I've got loads of jackets in the van. I says, you know, and I'm sensible. I says, and they're fine with that once you explain it, but it's sort of annoying that you're having to do that. But work itself, I've got a feeling that this March is going to be very quiet, unfortunately, or not as productive, or basically I'm not going to earn as much money. And you know, we're all in this boat. Like, trust me, everybody else who's a gardener in this country feels the same. To be fair, I think we've got away with it where we are, because I was seeing pictures of other parts of the country where they had snow a few days before me, and then they had a snow a few days after. And trust me, snow, I think, is the only thing that can really grind everything to the halt. So, like I said, I'm about to have a word with a couple of customers. While we're on the customer front, I want this channel to be a very sort of warts and all. I want it to be showing, I'd say I run a fairly average business. I'm probably midway through a journey where I'm able to make a comfortable living, but I'm not, you know, high up. I'm not, you know, in a position to get staff yet. And I try and talk about the realities. And the reality is sometimes that we have to put up with things. And I know, you know, that it's a case of I should fuck some people off. But sometimes you can't, not just yet. So I will give scenarios and I will talk about things that other people would say, yeah, you know, I'd fuck them off for that. And I'm with you on that 100%. I have heard of gardeners who have, you know, they've looked at the list of the customers who they want to keep for the next year, and they've got rid of somebody because they didn't make them a cup of tea all year, you know. So I know what the customers are like, and I know some people do need to chop, but the thing is, with my round, if I, you know, sacked everybody off that, you know, cancelled the night before, you know, or I got there and there was a bit of dog shit, you know, I wouldn't have many customers. I haven't got a perfect round. But what is very trying at the moment is basically this list is forming itself. Now, the whole purpose of me doing this exterior cleaning and you know, the gutter clearing, basically exterior cleaning business, is so eventually one will start, you know, helping the other. So basically, if I'm getting a lot of work in through the exterior cleaning, well, I'm going to have to start turning gardening work away, because there's only so many hours I can be, you know, gardening. You know, there's 7 days in a week and there's only so many hours a day, like, and I need a break. So what I want to use this for is that these shit customers, the ones I complain about on here and I tell you about, they're on that list. And if I've got enough exterior cleaning work and I'm getting the phone calls, I'll be honest with you, that's when I'll start looking at the list and basically telling people that I can no longer garden. And I'll take you through the journey on that, because we're not just there yet. The thing is, it's sad, but during peak times they're good, now they aren't. And it sort of shows, you know, the relationship where it's all sort of skewed for them. Like, they just want it looking good, and if they can get away with it, they don't. And I actually find that quite annoying, because, you know, there's other customers that I think some understand that the garden needs to look nice all the year round, even if it's marginally nice. And there's some customers who actually go out of the way to look for work for me. And I'm not saying everybody should be like that, but some of them literally, you know, if they can save themselves a visit, they will, no matter what. And it's them that I want to start, you know, cancel. It's them who I want to start when they're ringing the night before or texting the morning of the visit saying grass hasn't grown much, don't come this week. It's them that will be going, unfortunately. And like I said, I'll keep you basically, you know, along for the journey. That's the whole point of this channel. I've not seen many UK gardeners who do, you know, the whole like, oh, you know, this is all amazing sort of thing all the time. But I can understand sometimes with mine, people might think, oh, he's got a shit gardening round and he's got shit customers. I don't think I have. I think it's basically an average set. I've got brilliant customers, I've got customers that are okay, and I've got a couple that, you know, they're on the shit list. So like I said, it's in hand, and basically, you know, they're on the list. There's no two words about it. Now, there was another one, I told you about this a bit back with the pay rises. There's only one person who has basically grumbled about the price rise, and I must admit, the prices I've put up for people, I feel more incentivised. Now I know that sounds daft, but there's some gardens, you know, just this little bit of extra money, I'm actually thinking, you know what, I'm more incentive, you know, I feel a bit more energetic in the garden now. And I'm not saying, you know, we're winging it or doing shit jobs beforehand, but there's some that, you know, basically I was thinking, oh well, I'm earning more elsewhere, and you know, now I'm stuck here for a couple of hours when I could have been earning more elsewhere. And the people that have me are lovely, you know, I can't say anything bad about them. It's just the reality of it, basically. So basically what I'm getting to is it's not just the immediate money in your pocket, it's the money you get every time, and it's you basically feel a little bit more incentivised. And I tell you what, when I think about to the one who's took the hump by the pay rise and the fact that everybody else doesn't, I think money's money, but sometimes money could be used to say, you know what, we do like you and you are doing a good job. You know, this money is just basically, you know, a thank you. So I do feel quite good about that, I must admit, and it will help, you know, the end of the year sort of total. But the lady that had the price rise that didn't like it, I actually saw her the other day, and I'll tell you what went on. Basically, I've talked about this in the past. I think she took the hump by it, as in, I think she took it the wrong way, as in I was punishing her, or she's the only one who's got a price rise. You know, the irony is that I actually work for her son, and his price has gone up the same. Same price for them, you know what I mean? And I can't really understand, you know, thingy. And another commenter actually put it out, actually saying, look, I don't know how you sort of stuck it as long as you did. And basically, they've had pension rises and heating, you know, getting this like bit of money off for heating, whatever, you know. Now, I know people have got it hard, and there's going to be people who've got it a lot harder than me, but what frustrates me is people's tightness is going to make it so I'm going to have the same winter as them potentially, because all my working life I'm going to be subsidising somebody else. That's how I see it. And I saw her the other day, actually. She come over and she walked up and she says, oh, I don't, just letting you know, I don't need you to do the gardening this month, I've done it myself. And I'll be honest with you, that actually quite annoyed me, because she's always had me because, you know, she can't do it, she said, or it's too much for her. But suddenly the extra £5 has basically made her so she's had to do it. And another thing is, she used to have, and I can't understand it at all, she used to have me, you know, once every week, once every 2 weeks over winter. Now this time of year it'll be once a week, and she's not had me since before Christmas. So the money she saved off that, you know, she could have got probably the same results if she would have had me there, you know, once every 2 weeks instead, basically. But she didn't. She, you know, chose to basically, want a better word, just, you know, cut her nose off to spite her face. Now, part of me thinks maybe she's found another gardener, and then part of me think maybe she has. But the upshot is I always see everything in a black and white sort of fashion. So there's no point me spewing about her. The end result is she's pretty, you know, real low down on the list of priorities now. Now I know that sounds horrible, but what I think is going to happen is she's basically going to have me to just do the, you know, the big jobs or the crappy jobs, you know, stuff that she doesn't want to do. Like I said, she said, oh, I don't need you for another month. And I says to her, well, is that a 4 weeks or is that a month? And she sort of topped it up because we're nearly at the end of March now. And she says, oh, well, I think I'll need you for the start of April. I'm like, well, could you let me know, please, or just give me, you know, the go-ahead, because I need to save space for you, because as soon as April hits, I'm going to be booked. And I'll be honest with you, she's automatically going down on the list of low priorities. She used to have a good slot. She used to have what was convenient for her, so it was first thing in the morning. But now it's going to, I know it sounds horrible, but it's going to be where I can fit it. And that just is what it is, because the fact of the matter is that I am still going out of my way 20 minutes for £20. It's, you know, she got the hump from going from 15 to 20, and it's only an hour's work. And I saw her actually, I think she has took it to heart, because the last time I spoke to her over the phone, she says that oh, everywhere's a mess, you know, and because the weather was bad, she kept cancelling. And I says to her, oh, it's all right. I says, when I next see you, I says, because she did actually book in a bit back, she says, when I next see you, I says, I have actually put aside a couple of hours for you. And she actually sort of stopped dead on the phone, and I can hear the cogs turning, because she's thinking, well, it's going to be £40 instead of £30. That's an extra £10, stuff like that. And she cancelled that visit as well, because, you know, I think she's expecting me to just do it in an hour. So, like I said, she has gone really low down on the priority list. And it's a shame, really. It's what 5 years of basically, you know, loyalty gets you, or, you know, good work gets you. So, it is what it is, unfortunately. I'm not going to sort of, you know, cry off too much about it. It's been a good lesson. It's been something I can talk about on YouTube. So, like I said, guys, we've just got to get through it. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a chat today, and I will leave you to it, and have a good day, guys.